There's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy.
Well, hi guys. Hey, come on over. We'll throw another log on the fire. Hey, another around the campfire. You betcha. It's a Thursday night. Wow. Yep. Good group out there in the chat already. Well, it's got to shout people out, of course, you know. Me Devil was the first one in here. Said I hope I can make it back, but not feeling too great tonight. But hope to see you later. And he did. He Devil's back. Step Van Dan popped in the house a little early. And there was Gemma Journey's Grace. Awesome. Dean the Dancing Machine. Awesome. There's Tim with Kirk Whipper Voyager Center. All my regulars are coming in tonight. Oh, wow. There's Justin Anderson. Awesome. Awesome. Chowser, Fox and Outdoors. Good evening, bud. Good evening. Oh, there's Samantha Lee. Oh, hi, sweetie. Oh, it's good to see you, girl. All right. Whoa, there's E-Waste Mike. Boy, where Samantha goes, Mike goes. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. Hey, JDS. Flynn. Canuck. It's great to see you. Oh, there's Kimberly Ferris. Awesome. Awesome. Great bunch out there in the chat tonight. Great bunch. The boy, oh boy, I tell you what, I feel so doggone lazy today and tonight. I was telling myself, man, do you even really want to do it around the campfire? You're feeling so lazy and tired tonight. And I told myself, well, it's lazy and tired and not doing nothing, or lazy and tired and being here with you guys. So this was the best choice of the two. So here we are. Gary Irwin. Oh, there we go. Stepping in for a bit. How you doing? How are you doing, Gary? Gemma. You know I love to support you. You know, I love to support anybody and everybody. But you're a little special for me, you know. Yeah, thank you, girl. You just do not need to be doing that, though. You just really don't. having you here is reward enough. Yeah, I had quite the day yesterday. I've got one person down in the basement. I'm gonna pop him up here. We're not gonna get to see his face because he's driving down the road, but we get to see his better half. Beaner. Hey, Bean.
Evening, y'all.
Evening, y'all. Oh, Beaner. Oh, Beaner. Hey, Bean, I got a pea spot snow blown out for you. It's not as big as the original, though. I just don't know what the hell's underneath that snow, and I'm out there busting through that deep stuff and just wondering, boy, what am I going to catch in there? Because there is brush back in that corner, back in that area. And I thought, boy, if I suck a big branch up in the snowblower, now I got some work on my hands. No harm in being lazy sometimes. Yeah, thanks me, Dibble, for feeling like me. That it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Feel lazy.
Yeah, I think about it. Yeah, that's something I was going to get when I was at home and completely forgot. I was going to go down and get some replacement shear pins for that auger. Just in case.
On the snowblower?
Yeah.
I thought about that, and I thought, well, I'll just do what I always do, and if it does shear a pin, we got all kinds of nuts and bolts out there in the shed.
Right.
Yeah, I'll throw a soft bolt in it. I think all my snowblowers over the years ended up with a bolt out of my miscellaneous bolt container and stuck in them because I sheared a pin, you know. Hey, Second Star Survival, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, boy, that was a lot of snow. Hey, I'm going to show these people. The front yard here real quick. There's my front window camera. Now that red and green light on there is not a light off. Those aren't lights in the distance. That's a reflection off the camera off the window. The camera's got a red and green light on it. That's what you see. And that's not some alien off in the woods there. But that's the snow we got. That's where you see it snow blown. It was down that low before that snow happened. So, yeah, that's truly what we got for snow. It was about standing snow on the average is about 2 feet of snow standing everywhere. Some of it's 4 foot or deeper, but you can see the old snow blowers parked there, and that big dent in the snow in front of the snow blower. Yeah, that was the one time Sty fell down. Yeah. I was backing the snowblower up. I ended up sitting right there in the snow. And the reason it looks like I went in there with the snowblower is because I was in there rolling around trying to get back up on my damn feet. I did get it on camera too, so you guys will get to eventually see it. Yeah, Second Star. Yeah. There's Rebecca. Good to see you, Rebecca. Rebecca Felter's in the house. But I spent a full 4 hours snow blowing yesterday. 4 hours. Well, I was out there 4.5 hours. But I took a 20-minute coffee break and smoke break and sat out on the porch and looked out over the front there. Now, that's one thing is that picture. I'll do that one more time, show that to you one more time. Now, if you look off kind of towards the street out in the distance, you can see where it's snow blown going off to the right. that's the city sidewalk, and we're required to keep those clear. Well, that's about 60 feet from that. Oh, there goes the big old plow. You bugger, you plow any of my stuff in, I'll come out there and beat you with a shovel. But that's about 60 feet, and I did the whole thing 3 passes wide, but I didn't go to the left. I didn't go the other direction. And that's about another 50 feet, 40 to 50 feet to the neighbor's property line. I still have to do that. I'll probably do that Saturday morning. So yeah, it was a lot of work. I got a video that'll be going up where I snowblowed the front, that whole front that you saw there, and it's fast forwarded. So yeah, I'm out there just a chucking, you know. And I got another one where I snowblowed in the back of the property here, so you can kind of see just what was involved, and you see that snowblower really working, man. But yeah, Rebecca says they're under a winter storm warning from 10 o'clock tonight until 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Supposed to get a foot of snow. Yeah. We were supposed to get between 10 and 16 inches. And I'm certain we got a solid 16 to 20 inches. And we had wind, a lot of wind. So it drifted. What the heck? There we go. So last night I couldn't beat him with a stick, only save the shovel head for something bigger. Last night, a little bit after 8 o'clock last night, I'm sitting in the living room over here. I'm watching something on TV, watching a movie, a documentary. And I'm going, damn, I'm wearing these heavy wool socks. My feet are cold. And I realized, geez, my damn hands are cold. And I'm like, holy God, all of me's cold. It's awful cold in here. So I got up and I looked at the thermostat and I go, what in the hell? It's only 58 degrees in here. Well, that thermostat has been set at 71 ever since I moved in here. I don't touch it. I don't touch that thermostat. That's where running water had it. That's where it stays. Yeah. And it keeps it around 68 to 72. You know, it's a nice, comfortable temp. And obviously, running water is good with whatever the power bill is for the heat. So I figured, don't touch it. Well, it's never been 58 degrees in here since I've been here. And I could definitely tell the difference. And I thought, well, what the heck is going on? And I'm messing with that thermostat. Turn it down, then turn it back up. Furnace kicked on. I'm going, there we go. Sat back down watching that documentary, and then all of a sudden I heard the furnace go off, and I go, doesn't seem like it warmed up much in here. I went and looked at that thermostat, and it said 64 degrees. It brought it up to 64 and shut off. So I waited and waited. It was a little over an hour before that furnace came back on. Well, it was back down. And this time it got down to 56 before it kicked back on. Kicked back on, got it back up to about 64, and it shut off again. And I waited, and it was another full hour before that furnace came back on. It was back down in the 50s. And I thought, we got furnace problems, man. I messed with that thermostat. This electronic thermostat runs on batteries, so I popped it off because it said battery, change battery on it. So I popped it off, changed the batteries out, put fresh ones in, popped it back on. Furnace kicked on. I go, that's it. Thermostat wasn't sending the signal because the batteries were dead. Nope, that wasn't it. It only ran for a while. Got it up to about 62, 64 degrees and shut off, even though it was set for 72 at that time. So I sent Running Water a text saying, "You got a minute for a quick chat? Furnace problems." Man, he was right on it. Yep. So I called him up. And we chatted for a while. And we both came to the conclusion that gas furnace of his is most likely direct vented out the side of the house. And with all the snow we got, it's probably buried. And that would cause CO2 to back up, and his furnace will shut itself down if it senses CO2, right? Or any back pressure at all. And we talked about it. I said, I'll get out there first thing in the morning because the house ain't going to freeze overnight. I'll get out there first thing in the morning and check it out. I was looking on Facebook while we were chatting, and I go, somebody posted on Facebook, make sure to check your furnace vents because it'll mess your furnace up, with all the snow we got. I told him, I said, that's ironic. We talked about it. I'm just going to get my boots on, go check.
Well, and I found that photo, that summer photo.
Right. And then he goes, oh, here. I said, I wonder where the vent is at, because I didn't even know where the vent was at on his house. And he says, I wonder if I got a photo of the outside of the house that shows. Sure enough, he sends me a photo of the side of the house that's got the hot water heater and the furnace vent, right? And they're just PVC pipe. Well, they're only about 2 feet off the ground, right? And I go, I'll bet you they're covered. And I said, I think I'll run out and look. I'll call you back. He goes, well, I'll just stay online. You go ahead and check it out. I said, okay, I got my boots on. I run out there. It took me a little while to get back because I got stuck in the snow, man. That snow on that side of the house is up to my armpits. It's 5 feet deep against the house. That vent is 3 feet below that. I'm back there with a shovel trying to get to the house through that deep shit, and I fell down in it. I didn't have a camera with me. I wish I would have, because I couldn't get up, because I couldn't push my hand far enough down in it to get enough pressure to stand back up. I tried using the shovel while I was covered in snow, head to foot, covered in it. I couldn't get a grip on the damn shovel handle to get up, kept slipping off. I ended up having to crawl back to where I had snow blown a pea area for bean and get on solid ground to be able to stand back up. So there's a path. You can see where I crawled out of there and walked in, crawled out, walked back in. I got in there with the shovel dug away, and sure enough, both those vents were covered up. And within an hour of Running Water and I ending our conversation last night, and I told him I'd let him know today if that did the trick. But within an hour after our conversation, furnace came on, it ran, and it ran, and it ran, and it ran, and it brought the house up to 71 degrees. Then it shut off, and about every 45 minutes it'll kick on. And it keeps it right around 69 to 71 degrees constantly. That's what it was. It was all snowed in, man. That's how much snow was up against the side of the house. 5 feet of snow all drifted up against the side of the house. Yeah, I don't know why I keep falling down them snow holes there, Chowser.
Well, you got those nice new snowshoes you haven't used yet.
I couldn't get to them. There was too much snow.
Yeah.
They're out in the shed.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, they're out in the shed. The Saturday, I'm going to be getting them out. I seriously thinking I'm going to strap them on, and even if it's just snowshoeing in the yard, just to say I did. Yeah, I'm glad I got it fixed too. We were talking about, okay, who are we going to call? We're looking online, furnace repair outfits here in our town,
Reading
and
reviews.
reading all the reviews about them, and then talking about, okay, how do we get them paid? Running water's out on the road, and he's telling me where his checkbook is. And fortunately, he's my namesake. We can, the signatures don't look alike, but if he doesn't challenge the signature, they wouldn't say boo. I could write a check to him out of his account or cover it under my account. Running water square up with me later. We had all kinds of options, and we're just trying to work all that stuff out. And I just kept thinking about the cost. I hate to spend money. I'm just that way. You don't have to. Don't spend it, man. And to figure it out that it was just simply the vents were covered and the furnace won't fire. I did find though the hot water heater fires whether that sucker's covered or not. But that's a direct, and that one was kind of melted out, had a small hole melted through the snowbank coming off the hot water heater. But that's a direct flue vent right off of the firebox of the hot water heater, where the furnace, that air's not as hot. So it can't melt it out. It won't melt it out.
Wow, and at least you didn't have to, go down into the dungeon and mess with anything either.
Yeah. That's the one thing of Running Water's house here. It doesn't have a full basement, but thank God it doesn't have a crawl space either. It's like halfway in between. What is it? 4 feet maybe?
Well,
4 feet.
Well, actually, the basement, you can stand up in it.
Can you?
Yeah, and it's like 7 foot by 7 foot down there. There's like a shelf unit down there, and then the water heater and furnace. That's it. Oh, and a breaker box.
Yeah, see, I haven't been down in there. It's just got a hatch door in the bathroom. You got to lift up out of the floor. Yeah,
that trap door going into the basement. Looks like the trap door and basement access out of Evil Dead.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, me, Dibble. That. Yeah. I took a peek this morning. Took a peek at the code, and we would have no problem putting a 2-foot extension on those. And actually, that vent comes up, makes a 90, right? We need to just throw another 90 on it, get it so it's tipping straight down, and that would have done the trick. It really would have, because I looked at that furnace vent and it had snow had blown into it because it's sitting there parallel with the ground.
Right.
So it blew snow into it. We had those heavy winds. That's what happened. So if we put an extra 2 feet on it, elbow it all the way over, it meets code, and the odds of it ever doing that again are pretty slim.
That's a quick and easy fix.
Second Star says got this whole entire winter kit from Facebook Marketplace from a couple of Minnesota. That moved to Texas for $20. Wow, that's a killer. And it says that you got a winter sled, a -20 snowsuit, and snowshoes, and all this stuff, including a canvas hot tent with an ammo box wood stove for $20. That's nuts. That's nuts. I've done
That's
a lot.
robbery.
That is. I bet. Hi, Kathy. Kathy Gahan's in the house. Good to see you, sweetie. Good to see you. I'll be getting that thing I told you about out in the mail here. It'll either be going. Well, let's see. It's Thursday. Yeah, it'll either be going out tomorrow or Saturday morning. So, yeah, as soon as I can get to town, into town. I'm trying to let all of the morons have their accidents, get it out of their system, and then I'll go run around town. Yeah, I was telling Running Water, second day of the storm, I managed to drive into town, and I turned right around after I got my smoke. Said, nope, heading back to the fort because everybody out here is insane, and they were. I mean, there were. I'm seeing accidents all over, people fishtailing all over the streets, and I'm like, I ain't gonna be out here with all of these morons that all of a sudden forgot how to drive, and they're all probably born and raised here, you know, and we get this crap every year, you know, so yeah. Yeah, I bet you jumped on that quick there, second star. That's a sweet deal. That's a sweet deal. And there ain't nothing wrong with owning a hot tent down there. I used to spend time in White Sands, New Mexico, and we do high country camping up in the mountains there in the winter. Well, heck, we'd be down at the house. It'd be 85 degrees during the day, just nice and hot. And then we'd be up in the backcountry, up in the mountains. And at night, man, it would dip down to 28, 30 degrees. Yeah. High desert. A lot of people don't realize it gets pretty doggone cold. Same with the Sierra Nevadas. They get, man, bitter cold.
Well, I've had 2 days warm down here in South Carolina today. Got up to almost 90 degrees down here.
Ew.
Yeah, I was not. I don't have the right clothes with me.
Uh-huh.
You know, all I've got is these fleece-lined, jeans. And,
Right.
So I'm out there just sweating. Going there and get my paperwork. They're like, "Are you okay?" It's like, yeah. Brought up weather bug for Ashland. It's like 15 degrees. Like,
yeah, you would have been dressed perfect for home. Yeah.
It's like, this is what home looks like. I'm not built for this.
Right. Yeah, Justin, they could have used that kit, that hot tent and little ammo box stove last year in Texas. Yeah. No power and cold. Yeah. Guess what? We're not staying in the house. I'm throwing the hot tent up. I actually, had 4.5 hours out there in the snow yesterday. I actually enjoyed it. My hands got cold once. They got damn cold. But when I started, it was a little after 9 in the morning, and it was pretty dang chilly out yet. It was only like 10 degrees. My hands were getting wet already, and so the hands got cold. But otherwise, I loved the fresh air. It was great, man. I just loved it. I got spring fever bad though. Oh, got it bad. Can't wait for spring.
Yeah, and that fire pit's not helping.
No, especially when at the end of the box, I got a nice picture of it.
Oh.
Running Water bought a new fire pit for the yard here, and it came today. It's a big ass box too, but it's got a nice big picture of it at the end of the box here. And I turned it because the whole side of the box is a picture of it, the full size. I didn't want to look at that, so I put the bottom of the box towards me, and that's when I realized on the end of the box there's a picture of the fire pit too. So I see that and I go, oh my God, if the snow was gone, I'd be out there having a fire. But right now, I'd have where that fire pit would have to sit in the back, I'd have to dig a hole out 3 feet down to make an area just to set it. Yeah, Justin wants to build a cab type enclosure on a snowblower. We got a couple of those here in town. I see those guys. They got the full wraparound windshield with the side panels and the roof on them, and the flap that drops over the back, and they're in there and they're snow blowing away. You know, that's pretty slick. What I really wanted though was I wanted to nab that rig the city's using on their main street down the sidewalks. They got a Bobcat with about a 6-foot snowblower on it. And they're going down the sidewalks, just blowing that shit out in the middle of the street. Yeah. There you go, Kathy. Yeah. If you start vaping, you end up modifying your actual smoking. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. I wasn't too sure how I was going to handle all that legwork yesterday. Because I figured it out at between 800 and 1,000 feet, making 3 passes on each walk area, and then all of the parking area, and then out to where our trash goes. I figured between 800 and 1,000 feet of running that snowblower easily. And I thought, I ain't going to be able to walk tomorrow morning. I got up this morning, legs a little rubbery, but actually not so bad. It felt good. It felt good to actually get out there and do something. I've been working in the house here, but that's housework kind of chores. And if I put in 8 hours working in the house here with moving, unpacking, and the stuff I'm doing, and I just pound it doesn't, labor-wise, it doesn't even equal but maybe an hour of that 4 hours I put in. That 4 hours, yeah, that was... Only lost my wind a couple of times. And my doctor did send me an email, and she said, just a reminder, Sty, you do have a heart condition. I do not want you doing a lot of shoveling now because of this storm. I read that and I go, okay, I'll take her advice. So I didn't do much shoveling yesterday. Maybe about 15 minutes of actual shoveling. I just spent 4 hours snowblowing. That's all. So I figured she didn't say I couldn't snowblow. She just said don't shovel. So
right.
I tried not to shovel. Oh my God! If I had to shovel what the hell I snowblowed yesterday, I'd still be out there. And not anywhere near done. There were patches where I just said, oh, the hell with it, man. I'm tired of fighting the snowblower that's just way the hell too deep. The snow's half a foot to a foot higher than the snowblower. I'll go grab the shovel and chisel out a big long stretch and then snowblow that, instead of trying to cut through it. But That's about all the shoveling I did.
While on the porch.
And then the porch, yeah. I was surprised how much shoveling the porch took, though. But today, the sun was shining yesterday afternoon, all afternoon, and all day today. That porch is clean as a whistle out there right now. I walked out there and I'm going to get the packages that got dropped off, and I thought, yeah, boy, this is sweet. There ain't no snow on the porch at all. The chairs are clear of snow, everything. I can sit out there. Yeah. Hey, Second Star, have a good shift. Don't work too hard, but don't work too hard. Yeah, you take care too. You know, yeah. Don't worry about us. You take care. But yeah, good old winter. I hope this is our last big dumping of snow. I don't know. If I get out and about tomorrow, I hope I can. I'm going to take a drive down by the lake, see if they plowed that all out. We got a area that's called Mislowski Beach, and they plow an access road out onto the ice because that's where they hold the ice races out there, the stock cars. And this weekend, I want to get down there for the ice races and try to film it. I was going to film it this last Sunday, but I just couldn't get there. Hoping this weekend I get down there and film the ice races, but with all the snow we got, all the snow that's out on that lake, there ain't nobody driving out there unless they plow to where they're going. So I'll have to see. Me Dibble's got garden work to do. Need to rebuild the fence. There's railroad ties holding up the fence. We got a pile of railroad ties back here that are going to be the edges of our driveway in the back where we park our trucks. And them puppies, I told Running Water, I don't give a shit. I ain't moving them. That's for when he's here. Them damn things are heavy, man. What do you figure, Running Water? They got to be close to 400 pounds apiece.
Yeah, 3 to 4, depending on how much
Which
tar.
one? Yeah.
Yeah. How saturated they are, whether they've dried out or not. Yeah.
Right. Well, I know they haven't dried out since you got them. I tried moving one last fall, and that bugger said, "Good luck." No, I got the end up off the ground, moved it about 6 inches, dropped it, said, I ain't messing with that sucker, because just picking one end up, you're picking about 160 pounds up.
Yeah. Wow, that's part of the reason I got that come along. Yeah. And I'll just roll it one turn at a time.
Well, and I figured too, I'll throw a strap on one and throw it on my truck and pull it, just rig it up so you pull it over to where you want by yanking it with a heavy 3/4 ton, Yeah, but that's a summer project. That ain't you don't want to do that early in the spring either. The ground will be soft and end up tearing everything up trying to move them things around. There's enough yard work to do. We'll get to it. I got some tomato seeds, and I met this gal that's got an organic farm outside of town here. And she says, what do you want? And I told her what I was going to grow. and she said, running water fell off. He'll probably be back. But I told her, I want some cherry tomatoes and some pear tomatoes and blah, 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 some peppers and stuff. And she says, no, don't worry about it. She says, I'll give you all starter plants. Don't plant your own. I'll get them. She said, I'll get them for you. She says, I already got starter plants in the greenhouses. And she does. She sells starter plants every year. So, but I said, what do you get for them? And she said, oh, no, I'll just give them to you. So, okay. Sounds good to me. Dean says, got to rebuild my keystone retaining wall this spring. Not looking forward to that. Yeah, that's some work. Some work. We got a lot to do here. Because they took 5 big ash trees down on the one side of the yard here, the property. And it's a big pile of the tops and all of the wood off of these 5 big trees. And that's all got to be bucked up, and all of the tops need to be bucked into firewood size. And I'm going to set up a temporary fire pit. I'm not using that brand new one, but we'll burn all the tops, but all the wood I'll buck into pieces, split, and we'll have camp wood all next year, because I'll easily have a full cord and a half of wood when that gets all done. And that wood has been laying there for 2 years, so it's good and dry. It's for camp wood, it's good to go. Yeah, Justin, I've grown yellow tomatoes. Yeah. Yep, we got lots of firewood. Yeah. Hey, Kitty Purrs, good to see ya. Hi. What I really want are the cherry tomatoes and the little yellow pear tomatoes. I love them. I love them for snacks out in the yard when I'm out there. Yeah. I'm doing very good there, Kitty Purrs. I hope you're doing well. No, Dean, we don't have a wood stove or a fireplace in the house. No. If we did, of course, we'd be using that wood for heating the house. Many of the places I've lived in over the years have been wood heat, and I've always loved wood heat. And I love running a chainsaw. So people have told me, they said, "Oh, I like wood heat. I just don't like all of the work putting up the firewood and that." I didn't mind. It didn't bother me a bit. Yeah, Kitty, you're beating it, right? You're beating it. Yes. Don't let anything get you down there, Kitty. Nothing. Don't let nothing get you down. Running water keeps jumping in and out. Are you there? He's not talking yet. That's the right attitude, girl. That's the right attitude. That's right. You betcha. Every minute we get to hang on to is another minute that could be something really rewarding in our lives. That's right. That's right. And we got to keep that attitude, that I ain't going nowhere, man. The, I always like that attitude where I ain't going nowhere. It's going to have to take me because I ain't going. I'm not willing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, me devil. Isn't that so true? Um, I There's nothing like the smell of a wood fire. I mean, I just love it. I just love it. And I love the heat that comes off of a wood fire. And I've had people say, oh, but wood fires, it's such dry air. No, you put a tea kettle on it and you let it steam into the room and the humidity levels stay up. The warmth is so different. Yeah. Honeywater, he just keeps trying. He's determined. He's determined. He's spinning over there right now, but he's determined. Yeah, me double. You can't have an open fireplace in that house. Yeah. Well, see, and here that's a hard thing in the U.S. for the most part. Not like in our region. There's only 2 insurance companies that'll even insure your home if you have any source of wood burning heat. If you got a wood stove or a fireplace, they won't insure your home. The he's trying, boy. He's running out. Is just trying. My grandma had a big wood stove made house 90 degrees when she cooked. Yeah, house we had out in Montana, we had big Sears Charm wood cook stove and a fireplace. That's how you heated the place. There was no furnace in that house at all. And that kitchen stove put out more, that wood stove in the kitchen put out more heat than the fireplace did. And the nice thing about it is I was always making food because let's heat the house. Well, let's eat too. Yeah. Hey, Kitty Purrs says, well, Sty, I got to get going. I have to pick up my son from work. Much love to you too, girl. You take good care of yourself. Hope to see you again soon. Come on, Running Water. You can do it. Me Devil's cheering you on. Yeah, I miss the days of having a wood cook stove when I could eat the way I liked to. I made a lot of homemade bread, make big breakfasts on the big cast iron griddle on there, baked a lot of things. Oh, I loved that wood cook stove. Loved it. And it was a wood cook stove. Not only the cooking part of it, but getting that stove, getting the wood together and getting the stove to temp and maintaining it. There's a lot of work that goes with it. A lot of work that goes with it. But it was always so rewarding. I mean, could never complain. Our stove had a big warmer over the top and had the big water reservoir on the side. Yeah. Miss those days. Miss them. Yeah, I don't know anymore. I like the comfort I'm living in. Uh-huh. And me Dibble says I could handle not eating so much, but I could never handle it if I had to cut out the coffee. Yeah. The oh, Dean, your job was to keep the stove going. I'm that way too, me Dibble. I gotta have my coffee. The Even if I'm not seriously drinking coffee, I'll have a cup and it'll start going cold on me. I'll pop that in the microwave because I might not be drinking it fast, but I'm drinking it all day long. And in the long haul, I drink anywhere from 1 to 3 pots of coffee a day. Yeah. Gotta have it. Oh, getting the wood while she cooked. Yeah. Fetch some wood. The feeding that stove. Gotta feed that stove. Yeah. I had prepped a bunch of wood. We even had. I'd have a pile of hardwood. Then I'd have a pile of like birch, which is a hardwood, but it's kind of like a softwood, kind of in between. Then I had a pile of softwood. Then I had my big pile of kindling. Kindling was a big deal with the wood cook stove, is keeping it up with kindling, plus that kindling, when all you got to do is bring the temp up just a little bit, throw a handful of kindling in there. You just need a quick increase in temp. And yeah. You don't have your coffee, you sleep all the time? Oh, yeah. Did you mean to say Arctic mugs? Yeah, I got a. It's actually a Ozark Trail insulated. What would you call it? It's one of the big glasses. I have to watch it. If I put coffee in there that's so hot you can't drink it, you can't even sip it, it's so hot. It'll stay that way for 4 hours. I put coffee in that thermal cup thing, and 6 hours after it was put in there, take a big slam out of it, figuring it's going to be, it might be warm, if that, and go, whoa, and it's still hot. It's yeah. I got a Yeti smaller mug, and that bugger does the same thing, keeps it hot for so long. Yeah. I like hot coffee, but I don't want it burning my mouth. It's really warm, but not super hot. Yeah. Oh, it's named Riddick. It's a knockoff of Yeti. Yeah, there's a few knockoffs out there of Yeti that are just as good. That's why I tell people, people say, oh, it's going to cost you this, and this for this kind of gear. Sometimes don't pay attention to that. Compare the different types of gear out there, and some of those knockoffs are just as good, literally just as good. And because they're a knockoff and they don't have the trade name, you're getting it for half the price. And you're getting the quality that you wanted. Yeah. Oh, me Devil likes it hot. Yeah. Yeah, Justin, way cheaper than the Yeti. Yeti's way overpriced. God, is it overpriced? They got great products, but they're not worth that kind of money. They just really aren't. The, some people just insist they are worth every penny. You must have more pennies than me then. Yeah, keeping ice water all day. That's the thing too. Is in the summer when you want something cold and you want it to stay cold for a long time, and especially if you're outside and you're doing lawn work or something, you want to be able to take a slam off of that and know it's cold. Take a slam off of it. It's 95 degrees outside. Take a slam off that glass and you're going, oh my gosh, it's 85 in the glass. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the knockoffs are made by the same people. They're just not branded. You know, when I was hauling freight back in the late 70s, early 80s, I would haul generic food products. And I never forget, I hauled a whole semi-truck full of split peas, right? Just split peas, all bagged up and cased in cases, going to a grocery store somewhere. And I couldn't believe it. They're packaged in white and black boxes. They're generic, no brand at all. They sell for about a third of the price of a name brand. Guess where I picked them up? At a Green Giant processing plant. A plant that processes dried beans and peas for the Green Giant Corporation. And they said, those are the exact same peas that we sell to Green Giant. Exact same peas. Except it doesn't say Green Giant on it. It doesn't have the giant on the package, you know. It just says generic peas. But it's a third of the cost, but it's the exact same peas that the Green Giant's selling. Yeah. So that's why I totally agree, me, Dibble, that the knockoffs so often are made by the exact same people. My generator for in camp, Predator generator, is a knockoff of the Honda generator. The Honda generator is a 3,000 watt generator. Mine's a 3,500. It even runs at a higher wattage. The thing is, the outside of it looks different. You know, the Predator's red, but it's more of a dark red, where the Honda was a fire engine kind of red. So they look different. You know, they do have a bit of a difference in their look. But if you looked at the specifications for the engines in both of them, my generator, the one I bought, is the exact same engine that they run in the Honda, because Honda had screwed up somehow on their patenting, and China stole that idea. So both of them are manufacturing the exact same engine under the exact same specification. The difference is the Honda would cost me $2,400 to buy one. My Predator cost me $800. So I could buy 3 Predators for the price of one Honda. Plus, my Predator gets better fuel economy than the Honda does. We did side-by-side comparisons with them. And it's quieter. It's better than the Honda. But I've had people argue with me, doesn't matter. Honda is better because it's a Honda. And it's $2,400. That was $800. So if mine's even half as good as a Honda, they got a life expectancy of 5 years without having to do major service on them. If mine only lasts 2.5 years, I can buy 2 of them and I still saved $800 versus buying a Honda. So their argument is just baloney. It's just baloney. You're paying for the name Honda. No, don't do that. Hey, Mr. Fulton, good to see you, bud. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw it. I was in retail for quite a long time, and I saw that all the time. Exact same manufacturer, supplier, different packaging for different outlets. Yep, exact same product. Yeah. Yeah, that 2200. I heard that too, Justin. That some people aren't very that they're having some real quirky problems with them. I ran mine last year for 6 months total. So I put over 600 hours on my generator. I could walk out there right now. It's 8 degrees outside. I could walk out there to the adventure trailer, pop the door open, reach in, turn the fuel on, hit the starter, and it'll go boom, fire right up. And that generator's already got 600 hours on it. I keep the oil changed. I follow everything they recommend you do with that engine. Clean the spark arrestor, everything, just on their schedule, what they say to do. And that bugger starts and runs just like the day I took it out of the box. And I haven't had a single, not one issue with it. But yet the Forest Service had Hondas that were only 2 years old that are undependable. And they're using so much fuel, they'd break down on us. And I just didn't get it. What I really love about my generator is how quiet it is. It is so dang quiet. So quiet. I can't wait till late this summer. End of August and the month of September and first couple weeks of October, Sty's going to get out and do some camping. You know, there'll be 3-day type camps, but yeah, good maintenance. Keep anything working. If what you're doing the maintenance on is quality enough to start with, you know, you got to have some base quality. You can maintain a piece of junk all day long and it's still a piece of junk and still giving you trouble. And that's, yeah. Hey, Ben, that's all right. Never too late to stop in around Campfire. That's another thing this summer. I'm going to be rigging it up, whatever it takes, so that we can do like around the campfires, that we can do them out in the backyard, right around the campfire, right around the new fire pit. That by midsummer we'll be doing those. Yeah, I got good internet here. I'll have to do it wireless, but I'm not running a cable all the way out there. But I get a great Wi-Fi signal out in the backyard. Yep, there'll be a fire pit cam. Yeah, Yeah, I'll enjoy doing those. Yeah, hanging out around a real campfire. Throw another log on the fire. Yeah. And I got a lot to burn. A lot to burn with these trees we took down 2 years ago. All the tops, I got to burn all that up. I got to get, and then all the wood that we have available is insane. Got a good sized pile out there, probably a good 12, 14 campfires, several hour campfires, just in that one pile. And that was just splitting up and some of the small wood from the tops. The yeah, I don't worry about our neighbors over here. They they really keep to themselves, and they could care less what's going on over here as long as it's not wild and crazy. Um, and they like me now because I'm snow blowing all the way to their sidewalk and out to the street for them. So they just shoveled just the width of one shovel out to the street. And that poor kid that was shoveling, I told him, I said, hey, don't sweat it, man. I'll be over there by Saturday morning, and I'll widen it out 3 snow blowers wide out to the street for you, and I'll get your sidewalk, the city part of the sidewalk for them. Yes, Ben, we live in town. We live in town, in a residential area in town. That's one thing I do like here is our neighbors don't seem to stick their nose in anybody else's business. And they're all pretty friendly. They're friendly folk. They'll say hi to you, as you're walking by, ask you how you're doing, but they don't stick their nose in your business or nothing. Yeah, you can't discharge a firearm in our city limits. There's an ordinance against it, and actually it's a $500 fine if you discharge a firearm within the city limits. And we don't have a lot of squirrels. We got a few here and there. Rabbits, though, we got tons of rabbits. If I had to, I could eat rabbit. All I need is a pellet gun. That's nice and quiet. Nobody know I'm taking rabbits. Yeah, Ben said the same thing. Yeah, could use a pellet gun or a bow. Yeah, heck, I could, from my bedroom window upstairs, I could pick off squirrels and rabbits. The Midwest Duck Slayer, good to see you. The police frown upon rap noises. Yeah. No, you're not supposed to. You're technically, in our city limits, not supposed to use a air-powered weapon unless it's in a controlled, what they consider a controlled situation. You have to have a controlled back, and that would be a pellet collecting box, so that nothing can fly out of there. And you can't have an actual house within range of that air rifle beyond the backstop. So, like if it was the neighbor's garage or a shed or something back there, you could set a backstop up and go out there and target practice all you want. But they do have an ordinance on hunting any wildlife within town. You're not allowed to hunt wildlife in town. Doesn't matter what you use, slingshot, you're not supposed to do it. Hey, Gulf Coast ACR Scrapper, it is great to see you. Oh yeah, you gotta watch. People don't realize it with it. If you got a good, powerful bow, a good bow. I used to bow hunt a lot, deer hunt, and I've had arrows deer hunting where deer's only 25 yards away at a bait pile. My compound, 318 foot-pound. Arrow goes right through that stinking deer. Never touched a rib, just went right through him, killed him. But the arrow turned as it went through the body cavity and took off into the sunset. Oh yeah, you don't know where that arrow will go sometimes. If it deflects off of something, boy, it can take off the yeah, I don't anymore. I had a really nice 22 caliber air rifle that drop all the rabbits and squirrels you'd ever want. Hey, Nick, NJ Garden Services is in the house. The new bow 3 or 4 years ago. Can't believe the difference from my old bow. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, the bows they have now are just awesome. The crossbows that you can get. Oh my Lord, that's just like rifle hunting, man. That's just like rifle hunting. I was going to buy a crossbow. I was just that far from it. Because here in Wisconsin, you can use crossbow during bow season. If you don't fill your tags, you can then use it during rifle season if you would like. They'll allow you to use it both seasons. And it works out pretty good. I know there's a lot of people that they're all against crossbows. Crossbows are terrible. They're not sportsmanlike. And it's now wait a minute. They say because they're not an actual bow, they're not sportsmanlike. Well, that's totally wrong. Then it's not sportsmanlike to use a rifle to deer hunt. It's not sportsmanlike to use a bow and arrow either. All it is another tool for taking game. And for these people that try to moralize crossbow versus longbow or compound bow, it's not. Gulf Coast you still have your grandfather's longbow and recurve. Oh, I had 2 sweet old recurves. My uncle had a beautiful longbow, but I didn't inherit it. I wish I would have. Yeah, Nick, I sent it Facebook. A 72-inch recurve. Once I screwed up back, I stopped using it. See, that's where I ended up getting out of actual bow hunting, and why I considered getting a crossbow, going that route, was because I had a really sweet Matthews. The only problem is That bow had a 65-pound rollover on it, just to roll it over. 65 pound. I drew that bow on this beautiful 10-point buck, and he is off to my left, and he's moving, and I'm following him. And as I came around, I let this arm drift away from my shoulder. Across that whole shoulder blade, those flat muscles in your shoulder blade, they slipped. They tore apart. Year and a half before that didn't hurt anymore. Oh, hey. Hey, Nick.
Yeah, Sty, how are you, mate?
Hey, pretty good yourself.
Oh, I'm all right, mate.
Good, good.
Where the fuck have you gone, little bastard?
Yeah, Justin, you're right. A crossbow is great for people that have mobility problems or anything of that sort. Yeah. Hey, running water must have parked. Look at this stuff. There he is.
All right. Let's try
Man,
that.
clear as a bell, too.
Yeah.
Well, it's through the laptop now. So, yeah.
Hey, Sty.
Yes, sir.
Why
Yeah.
why do we have metal cages around trees in London?
I don't know. Why do they put metal cages around trees in London?
To stop the vegans trying to shag them.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you got tree humpers instead of tree huggers. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy. Yeah, back when we got that Polish Pope there at the Vatican, they wouldn't allow dogs in the Vatican anymore. Well, especially when they found out they like to pee on poles. Yep. Yeah, I miss the days of bow hunting. Man, I used to love bow hunting. I always considered, people said, oh, yeah, it's a more manly thing to go bow hunting. It takes a real hunter to bow hunt. Bullshit. I tell you what, I had so much better luck bow hunting than I did rifle hunting. For one thing, when you're bow hunting, you sneak off in them woods 2 hours before the sun comes up. I had spots that I had my deer stand set up. I'd walk right in between the deer bedding down. Walk right through them. Climb that stand, sit up there, sit for 2 hours. Those damn deer totally forget you're even there. That sun comes up and they're just wandering right around. And just before you get up in the deer stand, you drop yourself a gallon of corn on the ground. And they walk right up and they start eating that corn. You just pick the one you want. Anyway, bow hunting to me was just, bow hunting was for somebody that wants to guarantee themselves a deer. Rifle hunting was for somebody that's going to get out there, and during rifle season, them deer are running all over the damn place. They hear one gunshot and they're running everywhere. Hey, is that broken? Yeah, Dibble, yours is target bow and not hunting.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't like about bow hunting is, getting up in the stand, you're waiting for that right shot, and here they come, right behind your right shoulder.
Oh, yeah. And you're right-handed?
And the tree's right there.
Yeah. There's no getting around it.
You had to make that decision. It's like, do I let it go, or do I fall out of the stand and hope I can hit it on the way down?
Yeah. Now, this hunting buddy of mine, I got a kick out of him. We're all bow hunting. And he wanted to disprove all of the arguments about what scares deer away, right? And I learned a trick from him that worked great, man. I got a beautiful 8-pointer this one season because of what he told me. Man, if you got to pee and you're up in a deer stand, pee off the side of the deer stand. Deer don't know it's human pee,
Right.
but they can smell the pheromones in it. It attracts them. I had deer come right underneath my stand and they're pawing around because I'm peeing off the stand. Same with my cigarette butts. Drop them off the stand right on the ground. Deer don't give a shit. They don't know what a cigarette butt is. He sat up in the tree with a GoPro behind him. He's up there smoking a cigar and he's talking out loud to the camera. And he's got 5 deer in his bait pile 25 yards away from him. And he's up there talking away, smoking that big old cigar, just clouds of smoke. Pulls his bow up, boom, drops a buck. He goes, I just got tired of watching that. And I have all these guys that, oh man, you got to descent yourself. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to, oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. 9 out of 10 deer don't know that's you. That smell they smell. That noise they heard. They might act a little fidgety, but they're not all going to head for the hills because you're having a cigarette up in the deer stand. And
More often than not, they get curious.
And that's it. That's it. They'll get curious, especially if it's really foreign sound to them. They'll come looking. I've had deer stand down below my stand looking right up at me like, what the heck are you doing up there? I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to kill you or not. That's what I'm doing up here. You dumb deer.
Well, and it's also a matter of perspective too. When you're up in the tree like that, the deer see you at you're not really a threat to them. You're not on their level. You can't easily attack them, so they're like, yeah, as long as it stays in the tree, we're just gonna go do our thing.
And that is a big truth too. Is when you set a deer stand up, you don't want to be if you got hills around you. You want to be on a hill. You don't want to be down below the hill because if a deer comes down that hill and he sees you at his eye level, it'll spook him and off he goes. You might be 20 feet off the ground, but where he's at on the hill, he's eye level with you and he sees you. Now he's spooked and he runs. But if you're above him, he ain't looking up there going, oh, there's something in the trees after me. Because they don't have a natural predator that hangs out up in the trees. The only thing I don't like is, it didn't happen to me, but you know Ron Stevens, Ronnie, my tattoo artist. We're out deer hunting. And we got 2-way radios. You're not supposed to be using those in Wisconsin. But we did anyway. All of a sudden he's calling me and I answered him. He's whispering. I'm having a hard time hearing him. And he goes, look over here. Look over here. What do I do? What do I do? I looked over and here's a black bear climbing his tree. Right under his deer stand, man. It got up under his deer stand and he's going, what do I do? And I said, stomp on your stand and yell at it. And he did. And that bear shimmied right back down that tree and took off in the bushes. That bear didn't realize he was up there because the bear doesn't look up in the tree and say, oh, there's a person up there. I can't go up there. They don't expect to find someone up in a tree. So they just climb it. Oh, I'm going to climb that tree. I'll climb that tree. And they get up there and they go, oh, my God, there's a hunter. Look on YouTube, man. There's dozens of videos of deer hunters that had bears climb right up there, right hanging onto the tree, looking them right in the face like, what are you doing up here? The bear don't know, and the bear will keep going. I've seen one where the bear sat up in a limb about 10 feet above a guy, and the guy finally shot the deer he wanted. And the bear didn't do nothing, he just kept hanging on to the tree watching. Hunter came down out of his deer stand and field dressed his deer, and the bear. It's funny because the guy drug his deer out and then came back on his ATV. Sure enough, there's that bear going through the gut pile, you know. The bear is probably up there going, yes, I picked the right tree. This guy's going to feed me, you know. Yeah, me Dibble, that's it. It's by the time a deer even realizes that you're a human and probably a threat, it's usually too late for them. Okay, me Dibble, you have a good night. You have a very good night. Hey, everybody out there, this only takes 50 seconds. I got to run this every show. I got to shout out my great members. It's an updated list. It only 50 seconds. So hang tight. We're going to be right here at the fire, man. So, yeah, Running Water's coming home next week. I got a couple little touch-up things to do. The house ain't done. It's just so much better than he left it. You know, yeah, I can't wait for him to come home.
It's never done.
It's never done, really. It just never is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You get to see what Joe was complaining about right before I come home. They're like package.
Well, that was yesterday and today. I mean, I had a stack about 14 inches thick of bubble wrap or bubble envelope packages yesterday, and one smaller box. And today I got the big fire pit box. I got that big long thing that you got for your keyboard and mouse, you know, the gaming lap board, and another big square box. Having a clue what the hell's in there, and then another Amazon box that's about a mid-sized box. So there's 4 boxes sitting right over there, and then you get a box full of padded envelopes, stuff, and your mail, and I think 4 Amazon boxes sitting in the living room.
What was the box from Musician's Friend big?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand why they do. I think that's the only size boxes they have.
It's a big ass box, but it's not that heavy.
No, because all that should be in there was every day they have the stupid deal of the day. Right. All, audio and music type equipment, and then it's like once every week or every other week they'll have like stupid deal of the hour. So it's like every hour on the hour is a new deal. So you have to make sure to check back each hour if you want to see what deals they're having.
Catch the next deal, yeah.
And and a lot of deals don't matter to me. Like today, they had a deal on a guitar that is $300 off, so it's only $699. I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying no $700 guitar
today. Yeah.
No, it's like I don't play well enough to warrant buying $100 guitar.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But no, that box. Because I was thinking about it. I was trying to think what did I get from them. Yeah, there's only one thing I've gotten from them,
Oh, I
and
think
like,
you got another one from them in there. I think
okay,
you got 2 boxes, but anyway.
but yeah, the most recent one that showed up,
Yeah.
it should just be 2 XLR cables, like Roland XLR cables, but they'll put it in a big huge box.
That is a big box. I could put 2 pairs of work boots in there and have room to spare. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how big of a box it
Yeah,
is.
and it should just be the 2 20-foot cables, and it was a 2 for deal. I think it was like 18
Because
bucks for the
because
2 cables. It's like, yeah.
I kind of shook it, and I could hear something sliding in it. Dun, 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 So it actually, you describing what's in should be in there. I think that's what's in there, and it's way the hell too much box.
Yeah.
But yeah, and your brother, he thought that your packages were such a pain in the butt, and well, if you keep the rooms clean and organized, they don't take up that much space, and they'll be out of these rooms by the time you go back on the road. So I don't understand what the big deal was. I just don't get
Well,
it.
and I did with you like I did with him, where it's like, hey, there's this package coming. It's 30-inch diameter, about 12 inches deep, weighs
Yeah.
26 pounds.
Yeah.
So that there's this box coming. This is how much it's going to weigh.
Yeah.
Now, I'll admit it was my mistake on that speaker set.
Yeah, but
I
still,
didn't expect that. It's like a dorm room fridge size box coming. It's like, the
yeah.
speakers are a little bigger than I thought they were.
But it's with that situation, I told him myself, so what? It's one stinking box. So what? It's heavy. Just move it. It'd take you 5 minutes to just put it in a spot for when he gets home. What's the issue? I just never. Yeah. Like Christmas year round. For running water, it's like Christmas every 3 months, Because what he does
what did I
is
get?
he shops online while he's out on the road and has it shipped home. And then I just put it in its places. And then when he gets home, he gets to tear into the things he shopped for over 3 months. So if you think about it, the amount of things, if you see the amount of things he has when he walks in the door, it seems like quite a bit. But if you think about it, well, it's been 3 or 4 months, it's really not that much. It's like an item a week. I mean, come on. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And
it's stuff that I take and I put into a list so that the Amazon app will send me notices when a deal comes up on it.
Right.
It's just like, yeah, this looks cool, but I'm not paying that price. I'll just put it on the back shelf for now, and
Right.
then I'll get suggestions from them, and they're like, hey, look at this. It's like, wow, okay, that's
I do
cheaper.
the same thing. Yeah, I do the same thing. That I don't buy as many things because I don't need nothing. I mean, if I don't need it today, I ain't getting it. Because I'm not your age and I ain't going to be around to probably get around to using something that I'm hoping to. And that's it. Is it, you are preparing for your retirement. You're going to have all these things that you can use. They're available, the tools and things. They're there when you have the time and availability to put them to use. You don't have to Oh, I got to run and buy this drill now. Oh man, I needed this tool. I got to go get one of those. You don't need to do that 90% of the time because you front end purchased them and you've got them here because they're not getting old because they're not getting used, right? Yeah.
I'm assuming Justin meant gift wrapped because that looks bad.
Yeah. I don't think that. I don't think that's a gift. I don't think that's a gift.
Yeah, for himself.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, type in error. Oh, yeah. I'm surprised that with all the things YouTube catches and flags a comment on me, Yep. Yes. Oops. Yeah. Oh, you didn't have to retract it. That was funny. the yeah, yeah. That's oh yeah. That's just too good. Too good. Too good. I really cannot believe though how just dead tired and lazy I feel. Man, oh man. I don't feel like the wind's been taken out of my sails. If there was something I needed to do, I could get up and go do it. I it's more of a mental state, I think. I just feel freaking lazy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, I earned some laziness. The
Well, I see laziness is motivation for a lot of the stuff I order. It's stuff that's going to make life simpler and
uh-huh.
easier. It's like I know one of the package that arrived, I can't remember if it was yesterday or today, is a Bluetooth keyboard
Uh-huh.
that I'll link to this new electronic logs tablet thing, and our communication thing. Instead of me using their touch screen, I'm just going to have my little keyboard up here pop down and I'll type on my little keyboard.
Yep.
So I'm not have to keep taking that thing off its stand and
Yep. Yeah, Justin, I agree. Need some warm weather and sunshine. Kathy on saying snow do that to you. Yeah, yeah. The middle music maniac. Yeah. Vehicles are year round Christmas. The red tranny fluid and the green antifreeze. Yeah. The those red and green lights that are at intersections that if you drive through one of those at the wrong time, you get all the fancy blue lights behind you. Yeah. I couldn't.
Speaking of which, this morning when I took off, took off bright and early. It's a bit foggy, because I'm in Smoky Mountain region,
Yeah.
going through the Carolinas, and you've got on I-40 there, you've got the gorge, winding along through the valley there and the river. And I could see way up ahead, could see the blue lights flashing. I'm like, oh, cops got someone pulled over. Get ready to move over because that section is like trucks at 50 miles per hour and we're supposed to stay in the right lane. I move over and there's nobody else out there. It's just me coming up. There's the cop car on the side, but they're not parked on the side of the road. They're balancing on the guardrail. All their airbags are blowing, and the cop's out there like rubbing his head and talking on the cell phone. And there's another truck parked there. I was like, ooh, turn the radio on, and I was like, what happened? And the truck's like, that cop come flying past me, whip around that corner, hydroplane, flipped like 2 times, and stuck on top of the post.
Oh.
It's like he could have gone down the gorge there. It's like, and you know how deep that
Yeah.
sloughs are.
Yeah.
Helped help the cop climb out of the car, and he's standing there, and his car's just impaled on the guardrail. It's like,
Yikes.
yeah,
Well, you remember my old business partner, Jimmy,
yeah,
when he worked for the PD, his police department had just got a brand new Dodge Challenger or Charger, um, brand new for the police department. For basically, it was a traffic squad, and he was, other than the chief of police, Jimmy was the second person to ever use that car. They let him take it for his shift. He wasn't a half hour into his shift, and he's loving this sports car for a squad car and not paying attention. And he sees a car pulled off to the side of the road, and he pulls off to be behind that car. He should have been watching that shoulder, and it had just been raining for days, all soft in there. And he hit that, and that new Charger slid sideways down the ditch, and it was just all hung up down in there, all covered in mud because he romped on her trying to keep it going and get out. So the whole back end of it's covered in muck. And he used his own personal cell phone, called for a tow truck. He didn't want that going through dispatch. He didn't want any other police officers to know he did that. And he figured, if it didn't get hurt, I'll run it quick to the car wash and wash it. Tow truck operator is a friend of his and said, I'll be right up there, Jim. I'll get you out of there. He no more than hung up on the tow truck operator, and he looks, and here a car comes pulling up, comes to a rolling stop. The window goes down, and he looks up that embankment to that car, and whoever the driver is leans over, looks out the passenger window, and he said, that was not good, seeing the chief of police on his day off driving past where he just put their brand new sporty squad car in the ditch. Yeah. I told him, I said, yeah, see? I said, what are you driving now? He says, a Chevy Lumina. Yeah. They stuck him in a Lumina. That turned on the Weather Channel because it airs rescuing of semis that careened off the road. Yeah. Well, where we lived out in northwestern Montana, when they plowed the roads, they only plowed them down to within 2 inches of the blacktop. And they let the traffic compact that. Every time it would snow, they would do that. But every time it snowed, after they would compact it, they would come by with the big dump trucks, plow trucks, and they'd dust the road with coal dust. And after it would get about 4 or 5 layers of that, they'd come through with these big-ass road graders with carbide teeth on them, and they'd cut 1-inch grooves into that compacted snow and ice that's all loaded up with coal dust. And man, I'd do 65, 70 miles an hour on those 2-lane roads. You never slipped at all. Your car by spring was, if you had a white car, you had a black car in the spring. And you take it, wash it, now you got a white car again. Then next winter, it's going to be a black car again because that coal dust stuck to everything. But it was kind of a unique way they did that, About the first 4 days after a good snowfall, you drove kind of careful because, there's still 2.5 inches of snow on the roads. They don't take it down to the road surface. They want you to compact that down, because they don't
Well,
want to use sand or salt. So
well, it gets real fun in the spring too when you get uneven pockets of thawing.
yeah,
Yeah, you need
yeah,
good suspension coming through that stuff.
yeah. Because you'd get these big we call them hot spots where it had more coal dust than others, and the sun would melt that out because of the blackness in the snow. It would melt that out, and you had these 35, 40 foot potholes that are 6 inches lower than the road surface you're on, and they're full of slush. Yeah, they're just Spring was tricky driving. Uh, um, yeah, Ben, a do-it-yourself paint job, and that's one thing I learned from some guys out there, and it made perfect sense because my one grandfather did that. They take a bug, one of those bug sprayers you pump up, and it's got the sprayer. They take a bug sprayer and they fill it full of diesel fuel, and they pressurize it, and they spray the whole undercarriage of their truck or car, and then they spray it all the way up just below the door handles, the whole body of the car, all the way around. Spray that fuel oil on it. Well, it smells nasty and it collects so much dirt and crap, but those vehicles never rusted either. In the spring, they give that vehicle a hell of a good steam cleaning, and it looked brand new. Looked like crap all winter because it had fuel oil sprayed on it. Now it's got everything stuck to it. But they wash that crap off in the spring, no rust. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the salt destroyed my truck, left a few 100 pounds of rust at the car wash. That's my truck. I've got a 2005 King Ranch that's got some bad cancer in it, and it's all because of salted roads. The the
Yeah, I got a few spots on mine that I was going to weld in some replacement panels. On the corners of the
yours
boxes.
isn't bad though.
No.
Not compared to mine. I mean, mine should look like yours in the worst case. And yeah, I like the
Because mine's,
condition.
mine's about a decade older than yours.
Yeah, yeah,
Mine's a 98.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like your little Ford Ranger. That's a pretty nice little truck. The um,
Well, and I found where you can get those, it's just the corner piece for on the boxes or on the cabs and stuff, and just
yeah,
weld them in, grind them down, prime and
yeah.
paint it, and
I got the bottom door panels on the driver's side back door rotted out, and a couple other spots where I've got kind of bad through rust on the truck. Doesn't look bad, but you open the door and it's rotted out, and the but I'm not sticking the money. I had a quote done on it, and they wanted $1,800 to fix it, and I said, no, and that's without paint matching. That's just we'll get it close.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. Mine's not going to match for a while,
Yeah,
because I'm going to be doing piece here, piece there. It's like the hood needs to be replaced on it. It's got a crease in the hood. Crosswise, found out what it was is he rolled forward while he had the hood up, and he was in the garage,
caught the hood.
caught the top of it, and it folded the.
Yeah,
Like, well, yeah, well, you can get an aftermarket hood for it for like $80, or go to a wrecking yard and find some truck that was
Whoa,
rear-ended.
Dennis. Oh, man. It's great to see you. Yeah, he's been a member for almost a full year. Canoe Hound Adventures. He's just 1 month shy of a member for a year.
Mm.
That's too cool. That's too cool. The my StreamYard side's being slow, otherwise he'd be up on it. There he is. 2 full years. Yeah. That is awesome, my friend. Awesome. Yeah, I'm a member over there too. Yeah, I gotta support my dear friend. Yeah, that I can't wait for either. He sent me these awesome Styak decals for my kayak, and I was going to get those on the kayak last summer. I was going to get them on the summer before, but that was kind of a bad year. But I thought last year out at camp for the whole summer, I'll get them on. Every time I think about, oh my gosh, I got to get those on. Yeah, the weather would turn. It'd be rainy and nasty. And no, I haven't, Dennis, but they are going on this summer right here at Running Waters in the backyard. And I've got all those channel stickers, all the great channels out there. Those are all going on the adventure trailer this summer out here. I've got a big wish list on what I want done on that adventure trailer before mid to late summer, so I can just hook up and take off for a couple of days, 2-3 days. I got a couple places I want to squeeze the adventure trailer in and do a little kayaking and fishing. Yeah. Ben's asking, do you have a preference on what cigarettes you get? Yeah, I do.
Cheap.
Very cheap. And I don't know how long it's been, but I don't smoke anything except Supreme Menthol miniature cigars. Now, Cheyenne makes miniature cigars. What are those ones?
Yeah, these are the extreme menthol.
Yeah. Cheyenne makes miniature menthol cigars, and so does, what's that other one?
Phillies.
Phillies makes them. And neither one of those, I can smoke them. If I can't get my hands on Supreme Menthols, I do go with either the Phillies or the Cheyennes. But I keep them around. My Supreme Menthols I keep around. I only have 2 cartons here. So, I got to be careful that I don't over smoke. Yeah. I used to be a cigarette smoker, but I got away from cigarettes.
They burn too fast.
Oh, man, what's it been? It's been over 6 years that I haven't smoked a cigarette. Only smoked these miniature cigars. And then for 4 years, you go 6 years back, and then the 4 years prior to that, those were all home rolls. I rolled on my own. Back during my career, yeah, I usually smoke. I flip-flop between a few brands. I smoke Marlboros, and I smoke Camels. I smoke Cools, and I flip around between them. The but I've been smoking for 53 years, and I have people tell me, "Sty, you need to quit. You need to quit." Just think of how many years you could add to your life quitting. I said, "That's the problem." I did think of that. It's a little late for me to try to add years to my life by quitting smoking. And my doctor, she said that that's one thing with me that aggravates her is the fact that I've got very, very strong and clear lungs. And they did the breathing tests on me, how much strength you have in exhaling and inhaling, and how much volume you have. And she goes, everything came out as an average normal person. And they did the chest x-rays and all that shit. She said, you're one of those oddballs that you smoked for over 50 years and we can't tell. She said, so I'm going to just quit bothering you about it. And I said, good, because I'm sick of hearing it at this point. At 65 years old, been smoking for 53 years, man. And
well, and whenever anyone say it's like, that's taking years off your life. It's like, yeah, but those are the years where you're wearing diapers and parade food and you don't remember who you are or what day it is. So
that's it. That's it. That's it. If I can keep my wits to me right to the end, yeah, the years I lost are probably years I didn't want in the first place. There's a lot of truth in that too.
Yeah. It's like I could do without the years where I can't wipe my own butt. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't need
yeah.
those years.
But I'm the first one. I see somebody young smoking like a chimney. I tell them, hey, you're a fool, man. Get rid of them damn things. Quit smoking, man. You're in your 20s. Quit. Don't take the risk that I took. Because it's like my doctor said. She said, you are literally 1 out of 10,000 that has that kind of lung condition after that many years of smoking. She said, man, it's a luck of the draw. And I told her, I understand that. I've known too many people that have died from lung cancer. And so I tell people flat out, if you're young, quit. But if you're over 40 and you've been smoking for 20 years, I'm not going to hound you about it. You ain't going to hear me saying, put that out, you're going to die. Well, of course you are. Everything's trying to kill us out there, Yeah. But I chewed years ago. I don't anymore. I don't chew if I'm sporting a beard, for one thing. And I'm one where the spit cup just disgusted me. The chew I liked, the spit cup just disgusted me. And I don't know how many of them I've knocked over or didn't throw out when I should have, and they got too full. Yeah, no, when I drove over the road truck, I chewed until I saw the side of my white trailer only on the driver's side because I'd spit out the window, and right down the side of that white trailer.
Yeah. Or grab the wrong can.
That I never did, but boy, guy I worked with did that. He had this pewter cup that he used as spit cup, he had it in one of those cup holders that swings on the dashboard of your truck. And he was on the radio with one of our employees, madder than sin at him. And they're arguing on the radio, and then he hung the radio up. Well, he didn't hang it up. He threw it across the cab of the truck, and he looks at me. He goes, "That SOB," he says, "I'm going to rip him a new one when he comes into the shop." Yeah, I'm so pissed off. And he grabbed that mug. Well, just above that mug on the dash is his coffee cup. He grabbed that mug, and he goes, "Glug, glug, glug." He damn near killed both of us all over the road. Damn near went all the way down in the ditch. And here I'm thinking we're going to die, but I'm laughing my tail off. Just laughing my tail off because here he is choking on his own chew spit, you know. I don't think I ate for a couple of days after that incident, but yeah. When he wasn't going to take a sip because he would use a pop bottle. Oh, yuck, yuck. My one grandfather, he chewed a minimum of 1 can of Copenhagen a day. He was always taking a dip out of that can. Well, when he got really old, he'd sit in his little house that he lived in, and he had this big comfy chair that was right next to that big space heater that heated his little house. And right next to the space heater was a coffee can that he used for a spit can. Well, he couldn't see so well no more, and he couldn't taste, smell, or do any hear. He couldn't hear with his shit either. But he turned and only about 1 out of every 3 spits got in that can. The other 2 went against the side of that space heater. So when you'd walk in his house and chat with him, all of a sudden he'd turn and spit, and you'd hear that psst, and you, oh my God, there you go. Wow. Oh, it would reek. It would reek. Oh yeah, I can remember that like it was yesterday. Yuck. Yep. Well, hey guys, I know it's a little early. Usually we try to push it out to 3 hours, but tonight I'm going to wrap it up a little early. I had a real hard day yesterday, and I'm feeling lazy. And so we're going to call it an early night. But it's Thursday night. Tomorrow night, there's the Sty Times at 5 p.m. Central Time. Try to catch it, guys. Try to catch it. We're going to have a good topic tomorrow night. And then Saturday, I got kind of plans, some busy plans to get a couple things done. And we're back here on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. So I want to thank you all for being here tonight. It's been a blast, as always. It's always a blast hanging out with you guys. And I sure hope to see you again soon. Running Water, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for being here. And we'll catch you all again very soon. So, hey, that girl in the corner, I got to grab her, and we're going to dance our way out of here. Bye, guys.